is Danielle, and if this is your first video at my channel, how the heck did you find this one? And if it's not, hey, how you doing? Welcome back. So in this video I'm going to be talking about my morning routine with my newborn. Now keep in mind, my morning routine looks a little funny because me and my husband have a sleep schedule. So during the weekdays I go to sleep from 6 p.m. till midnight, and so then I'm with her from midnight until my husband comes home at 4. So I'm going to be walking you through midnight to about noon because that's kind of like her sleep cycle on my shift. She does kind of get up for a little bit, but she goes back down. So let's get into it. Number one, the first thing I do whenever I wake up in the morning is come into the living room and clean up. During my husband's shift, he usually will make a little bit of a mess, and I just like have to have things a certain way, so I go through the living room and clean everything up and tidy everything up. And make it spick, span, and clean. Because cleanliness is close to godliness. No, but for real, I just can't handle if my space is like untidy because it affects my mental health if I don't. So next I go into the kitchen and I wipe counters, put any dishes away that hadn't been put away the night before, and just clean up the kitchen. And I clean up the bottles that Brent used during his sleep shift because I do pump so that he can bottle feed her during my sleep shift, so I don't have to wake up during my sleep shift. So I take those bottles and I clean them. And then after I'm all through with the kitchen, then I place those bottles into the sterilizer. So after I have cleaned up the living room, tidied up the kitchen, and put the bottles in the sterilizer, then I'll go back to the bedroom and I will pump. I try to pump before she wakes up. It doesn't always happen. You know, when you're dealing with a newborn, you're on their schedule, so nothing ever goes fully according to plan, but this is what I do. While I'm pumping, I try to have like a little snack because if I'm breastfeeding and I haven't eaten, then I just get really nauseous. When you haven't eaten and you're also like dehydrated, like then it can make you nauseous or just like not feel good whenever you're breastfeeding, and that also can affect your breast milk. Luckily, it hasn't affected mine, but still I try and have a little snack. So I had a little rice cake. Then after I pump, I make sure to put the milk into her storage bags and put the date, the time, and how much is in each bag, and then I place that in the freezer. If I get through with all of that before she wakes up, then that's a win for me. Usually while I'm pumping, I will also just be on my iPad or something like that to just pass the time. Now, if I finish pumping and she is still asleep, then I will usually try and go back to sleep myself or just get some quiet time in doing me things like wash my face or brush my teeth, you know, just getting the morning routine already. Whenever it's the weekday, since I start at midnight, it kind of defeats the purpose for me to like brush my teeth and wash my face because we're gonna go back to sleep because it's still during her sleep cycle. But if on the weekends I start at 4 a.m., so that's closer to like a normal morning hour, so I'll fully do my morning routine when I wake up if she's sleeping. Once she wakes up, then I put her right on the boob. Usually she doesn't wake up, she'll start doing little cues that lets me know that she's hungry, because homegirl can sleep hard. And so what she usually does is she starts like moving her little feet, and she'll start like kind of like rooting, but like in her sleep, so she isn't fully awake. But if I wait for her to wake up, she's gonna be very mad at me. So I usually, once I see that she's rooting in her sleep, I'll grab her and place her on the boob. This just saves me and her a lot of extra stress, because if she is cranky, because she gets hangry and she gets like sleep cranky like me, like both her mommy and daddy do not deal well when we're sleepy and cranky, or when we're sleepy and hungry, and she does not either. So I just try and be extra prepared in the middle of the night, because if she works herself up, then it's harder for her to go back to sleep, versus if I'm just there and on it, then we have a really smooth night. I just wait for her to stir, and then I will put her on the boob and then burp her, and she usually falls asleep on the boob. So I'll burp her, and then I'll change her, and then I'll put her back down. She'll usually do this about every 3 hours. It kind of depends on whether or not she's in a leap or not. Like right now, as I'm recording this, she's in a leap, but whenever I filmed behind the scenes, she was not. So during my shift, it can range from 4 hours to like 2.5 hours when she'll want to eat and like kind of top off her tummy, and then she'll just sleep. She'll sleep through the whole thing. There's rare moments where she won't sleep through the whole process. So we'll do this cycle until about 8 o'clock, and that's when she'll kind of wake up and be more alert. So once she wakes up and is more alert around 8 o'clock, then I'll talk to her, I'll sing to her. She usually like will eat, but like won't go back to sleep, so I'll change her. She'll eat, I'll burp her, and then she's just kind of cooing and like just wants to cuddle, but she's not asleep yet. And so as long as she's awake, then I'll talk to her and do like just spend time with her, and then she'll usually go back down at least one more time before noon. Ready to get up for the day? So we are up for our first real awake of the day. She'll probably be awake for a little bit before she goes back down to sleep. She usually stays up about an hour, around 10. Then she'll go back to sleep before she really gets up around noon. Right. So I take her out of the swaddle when she wakes up for this one, but I don't get her dressed for the day until she goes down again and wakes up around noon. As I was saying, I don't get her dressed for the day until she has her last sleep in the morning, before she's kind of more awake during the day, during her awake hours. So she's like this until she goes back down. And once we hit noon is whenever she starts to stay awake for 2 hours and then go down. So, okay, and so once we hit about 10 o'clock, that's when she will wake up and kind of stay awake for at least 2 hours before she goes back down for a nap. So from midnight to 10 a.m. is generally her sleep cycle on my shift, but sometimes she wakes up a little bit earlier and wants to hang out, or sometimes she wakes up a little bit later. It just all depends on her. Like I said, she is a newborn, so this is really just a day-by-day basis. The things that worked yesterday might not work today, or she may have a whole week where something works and then the next day it won't. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope it gave you a little key into our morning routine and what we've been up to. Leave a comment down below on any other videos that you want to see from me. I am trying to figure out a good filming schedule with her, because whenever she is is sleeping, I am just like wanting to cuddle and hold her and love her, because I'm like, these times fly by so fast. I can't believe in another week or so she's going to be 2 months, and I cannot believe that me and Brent need to film an update for you guys about all that is her for these past 2 months. So I will make sure to upload that. But if you have any other suggestions, things you want to know, things that ways I've handled things, X, Y, and Z, leave a comment down below for that. Make sure to turn our post notifications on, because you never know when I am going to post, because I am dealing with a newborn. But I hope to get better. I'm trying to catch up and, you know, pre-film a bunch of things so that I always have a video for you guys. I'm so sorry that I've been so inconsistent since she's been born, but I hope to rectify that and just get back on top of it, because I miss you guys and I miss filming. So make sure to turn my post notifications on, leave a like on this video, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.